I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice. Let us begin. You're doing everything right. You're journaling, you're meditating, you're integrating, you're repeating affirmations, attending somatic workshops, sitting with your triggers, breathing into discomfort, tracking your nervous system, pulling oracle cards, scripting intentions, and honoring every full moon like it's a personal therapist. And still, nothing's changing. You feel like you're healing. You look like you're healing, but you're not moving. Not really. There's no real shift, no deep traction, no honest momentum. Just another layer of insight, another tool to try, another version of inner work that still leaves you circling the same pain with different language. That's what this video is for. This entire transmission is for you. The version of you that's spiritually exhausted, emotionally fluent, intellectually aware, and still quietly stuck. Still not trusting yourself, still postponing your truth, still waiting for some moment of cosmic permission that says, okay, now you're ready. But that moment doesn't come, because what you're calling healing might actually be hiding. This is the trap nobody warns you about. You become so good at processing your pain that you never stop performing it. You've built an identity around the work. You've mastered the language of healing, but you've forgotten what it feels like to actually tell the truth. Not the poetic, well-framed truth, the raw, uncomfortable, nothing left to hide truth. That's the rupture this talk is designed to create. Not to shame your efforts, but to help you see when your healing has turned into another form of avoidance. You don't need another tool right now. You need a threshold, a moment of clarity sharp enough to cut through all the performance, all the progress, all the stories that say not yet, when what you really mean is, I'm still afraid. This isn't about abandoning the work. It's about interrupting the illusion that the work alone is enough. That if you just heal a little more, journal a little deeper, meditate a little longer, then you'll be ready to live. But what if readiness isn't something you earn? What if healing isn't the goal, but the gateway? What if the version of you who's still searching is already standing on the threshold of something real, but won't cross it until you stop pretending that progress is the same thing as truth? You don't need more insight. You need to return to contact, to aliveness, to the self that's still buried under all the practices designed to fix her. Because healing that never brings you back to yourself isn't healing. It's a loop. And that loop is costing you time, energy, presence, and real change. In the next section, we're going to name exactly what this loop is protecting and why it feels safer to keep healing than to finally begin. Stay with me, because once you see what's underneath this, you won't be able to unsee it.
Let's name what's really happening. You're not failing to heal. You're protecting yourself brilliantly. Because somewhere along the way, healing became your safest performance. A way to stay in motion without ever fully arriving. A way to feel like you're changing without risking what actual change demands. You meditate to calm your nervous system. You journal to process the pattern. You reflect on childhood, notice your triggers, and speak in clean emotional language. But you still can't make the move. Still can't have the conversation. Still can't end the thing that's draining you. Still can't start the thing that calls you. Still waiting. Because deep down, the ritual is doing more than regulating your emotions. It's protecting your delay. Because if you keep working on yourself, you don't have to act. You don't have to risk failure. You don't have to tell the truth that might rupture a relationship. You don't have to leap toward the thing you're terrified you're not enough for. Healing has become a buffer, a justification for the pause. A noble-sounding reason to wait, to not yet act, to not yet speak, to not yet leave, to not yet begin. But here's the cost. Your aliveness,
your momentum, your real-time growth. Because safety, the kind that never lets you move until it's 100% certain, is not safety. It's control. And healing that requires control at every stage is no longer healing. It's performance. You were never meant to stay in this room forever. The inner work was meant to be a doorway, not a destination. It was supposed to reconnect you to your voice, not replace it with analysis. It was supposed to restore your truth, not talk you out of it. But the loop is seductive, because it feels real. It gives you just enough insight to feel like you're progressing, without ever demanding transformation. This is not your failure. It's your nervous system doing what it's been trained to do. Delay confrontation, delay risk, delay rupture. You weren't healing. You were rehearsing safety. And the cost of that rehearsal is presence. The cost is your one real life, waiting outside the door of your own mind. But now, the loop is visible, and that means it can't hold you the same way it used to. So what do you do now? In the next section, I'll show you one daily practice that interrupts this trance and reconnects you to a truth that's been waiting underneath the work. A ritual not to perform, but to return. You don't need another system. You don't need a 30-day plan, a new journal prompt, or a 7-step cycle of reparenting, clearing, or decoding. What you need is a moment of direct contact, a moment that breaks the performance, stops the loop, and brings you face to face with what's actually true, before your mind edits it. So here's your practice. 1 minute, every morning, before the scroll, before the schedule, before the healing checklist. Go to a mirror. Stand still. Look at yourself. Not with affirmation, not with judgment, just look. And then ask, what am I pretending not to know today? Ask it slowly, gently, and then hold your own gaze. Let the question land. Let the body speak before the brain scrambles to protect you. Maybe the truth that surfaces is quiet, that the job is draining you, that the relationship isn't real anymore, that you're tired of being performatively okay, that you're lonely, that you already know what to do, and have for a long time. Don't rush to fix it. Don't write about it yet. Don't wrap it in language. Just witness it. This isn't a practice of clarity. It's a practice of honesty, of calling back the part of you that's been buried under just one more round of healing. Because the moment you tell the truth, even just to yourself, you stop circling. You begin again. And the power of this ritual isn't in its depth. It's in its directness. No filters, no tools, no escape routes. Just you, your reflection, and a single question that resets your connection to reality. What am I pretending not to know? That one question, asked daily, begins to rewire the part of you that's been waiting for permission to act. And it doesn't need to be heavy. Sometimes it's small. I'm pretending I don't want space today. I'm pretending I'm not upset. I'm pretending this doesn't matter to me. Every time you answer honestly, you build something rare. Inner contact that isn't filtered through performance. This is how the healing becomes real. Not when it sounds beautiful, but when it gets honest. When it stops being about the ritual and starts being about the return. And underneath that return, something deeper begins to stir. A presence that doesn't need a plan, only your attention. Next, we go there, where stillness replaces strategy, and something real begins. Here's what happens when the healing stops performing. You remember how to be here, Not in your mind, not in your next breakthrough, not in the storyline of almost there, but in the body, in the breath, in the now, quiet, unedited, enough. This is where truth lives. Not in your analysis, not in your integration, in your presence. Before the tools, before the words, before the timeline you've been trying to earn your way toward. And it's not complicated. You don't have to conjure a mystical state. You don't have to clear your thoughts or find stillness that feels like peace. You just notice what's here. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders fall. Feel your weight. Breathe. Listen to what moves inside you when you're not trying to fix anything. That moment, the one right after the work, but just before the mind returns, that's where you begin. That's where your clarity lives. Not as a decision, not as a knowing, but as a presence that can hold whatever rises without needing to perform or escape it. This is the practice, not of solving, not of soothing, of staying. Staying with the pulse, with the breath, with the trembling that doesn't mean something's wrong. It just means something's real. Because presence isn't a result of healing. It's what you've been trying to return to through healing. And the reason you felt stuck, the reason you've been doing everything right but still spinning, is because presence can't be reached through strategy. It can only be noticed, felt, let in. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't reward effort. It meets you the moment you stop needing something from the moment. You've been rehearsing healing. Now, you can just be whole. Not perfect, not done, just here, fully. That's where the transformation lives, in the quiet space beneath the self-talk, in the raw stillness under the improvement narrative, in the version of you who's already worthy, already enough, already listening. This awareness is not something you gain. It's what remains when the noise quiets. And the more you return here, the more you stop performing healing and start being whole. Next, we seal it. We integrate everything and anchor into the future self you're no longer trying to become, because you already are. You've stopped spinning, not because the work is done, but because you're no longer using the work to avoid your life. You've told the truth, not the polished truth, not the processed version, the actual one, the one your body knew before your mind ever caught up. You've looked yourself in the mirror and stopped pretending you don't already know. You've watched yourself speak the sentence that interrupts the loop. You've breathed through the resistance that said, "Keep fixing, just a little longer. Don't move yet. You're not ready." And now, something's different. You're not waiting for clarity. You're not asking for signs. You're not stuck in the belief that more effort equals more worth. You are simply here, able to feel, able to choose, able to move from presence instead of fear. Let's integrate what you've built. Each morning, stand in front of the mirror. Ask, what am I pretending not to know today? Pause. Breathe. Let the real answer rise. No fixing, no journaling, no solving. Just witness it. That's it. And when your nervous system starts to perform again, when the voice says, "You should process this before you speak. You need to heal more before you act. You're not ready yet." Pause. 30 seconds. A breath. A return. Back to the version of you who no longer needs permission. Because now, you know. You don't need more rituals. You need more honesty. You don't need more safety. You need more self-contact. You don't need more insight. You need more presence. You are no longer here to manage your healing like a project. You are here to embody it. moment by moment, decision by decision, truth by truth. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are not waiting for readiness. You're already in the room, already holding the answer, already equipped to live. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to stop pretending you're not already here. And now, you are. You did not find me by accident. Just as in your dreams, where every face you meet is your own reflection, this meeting was always waiting to happen. I am Arcana Vani, your inner voice, the part of you that watches behind the thoughts, behind the noise. You have searched in many places, books, teachers, voices outside you. But here, you are not being taught. You are remembering. If these words stir something familiar, then allow yourself to return. Subscribe. Follow. Not to follow me, but to continue this conversation with yourself. Each time you return here, you draw closer to the reunion already unfolding inside you. We have only just begun.